We're delving into the harrowing case of Melissa Todorovic, the 15-year-old Canadian teen who masterminded the brutal stabbing murder of 14-year-old Stefanie Rengel on New Year's Day 2008 by manipulating her boyfriend, 17-year-old David Bagshaw, into the act through relentless emotional and sexual blackmail, never having met the victim but fixating on her as a romantic rival from 2 years prior. In this documentary, we'll dissect these manipulations and the killing through the lens of psychology and psychoanalysis, revealing the twisted wiring that turned teenage jealousy into a fatal command. Folks, we chose Melissa Todorovic's story for the spotlight because her crime's a psych thriller straight from the ID's nightmare, using sex as a leash to drag a boy into bloodshed, all over a ghost from his past. Screams relational sadism and borderline chaos that's catnip for shrinks like me. Imagine the frozen hell of it. January 1st, 2008, Toronto's East End. Snow blanketing the streets like a shroud as midnight fireworks fade. Stefanie Rengel, all of 14, curly-haired and giggly, slips out her front door in PJs and Uggs, lured by a boy's voice on the phone promising a New Year's kiss. It's Bagshaw, heart slamming under Melissa's invisible whip. He leads her 2 blocks to a dark alley off St. Clair, knife glinting under sodium lamps, then lunges. Sick savage thrust into her tiny frame, blade punching through park into chest, gut, neck, blood blooming black on white snow. Her gasp turn to gurgles as she claws at the ice, eyes wide in betrayal, body twitching the drift like a broken doll. Bagshaw bolts, ditching the knife in a snowbank, while back home Melissa waits, breath quick, demanding the play-by-play via text. Did you do it? Tell me everything. No remorse, just the thrill of ownership. Stefanie bleeds out alone, her mom waking to silence, the red trail from door to alley a crimson breadcrumb to horror. That's the spike to your gut, jealousy as executioner, one girl's whim ending another's spark. Heart racing? Cling to that dread. We're just warming up. Buckle up, because now we're tunneling into Melissa's skull. I'm Dr. Lena Hart, forensic psych vet with 28 years dissecting the demons that dance and damage minds. And Todorovic's isn't some cartoon villain. It's the everyday girl next door whose whispers turn to weapons. Feel that prickle on your neck, like eyes watching from the shadows? That's your brain sinking to suspense. Picture yourself as Stefanie, phone buzzing the cold, or Bagshaw, knife heavy in your pocket, Melissa's texts burning like brands. We'll trace her from playdates to plot, Freud's undercurrents to DSM diagnostics, making you live the fracture that forged a puppet master. Inhale slow. This one's a slow burn scream. Kick off at the roots, where innocence curdles quiet. Melissa popped into the world in 1992, Scarborough, Ontario, suburban bliss on the surface, a tidy split level on a cul-de-sac where kids bike till dusk. Parents Zoran and Rachel, Serbian immigrant grit meets Canadian dream. Dad's a mechanic wrenching engines by day, grilling kebab by night. Mom's a nurse at a cookie factory, packing lunches with notes that say, shine bright. Little brother Nicholas, for years junior, the tag-along in fort-building games. Psychoanalytically, this screams secure base gone sideways. Bowlby's attachment theory says steady parents wire trust, but dig into family vibes from Trial Whispers and its conditional love on steroids. Zoran's old country discipline. No sass, high expectations. That immigrant push of perfection clashing with Melissa's budding storms. Rachel's warmth? They're but stretched thin by shifts, leaving Melissa to mom Nicholas' early parentification, where kid shoulders adult loads, breeding resentment masked as maturity. By 8, she's straight A at R.H. King Academy feeder school, violin in hand, but neighbors later told cops she was bossy, ruling playground tag like a queen with a vendetta. Early schemas? Jeffrey Young's maladaptive maps, unrelenting standards from dad's nods, emotional deprivation from mom's fatigue, planting seeds of, I must control to be loved. No abuse flags, no trauma bombs, but that quiet pressure cooker? It simmers entitlement, the ID whispering mine or else. Tween years twist knife. Middle school at Cedar Drive, Melissa blooms into the it girl. Cheer squad captain, MySpace maven with 500 friends, posting emo quotes over selfies. Behind my smile is a broken heart. Outward shine. Family vacations to Mexico beaches. Cottage summers fishing with Zoran. Church on Sundays at a local Serbian Orthodox. Hymns of redemption she half sang, eyes wandering. Worldview? Romantic fatalism. Fed by Lifetime movies and Twilight fever. Love is all-consuming war. Jealousy the spark. No deep faith tether. Orthodox roots more culture than core. Prayers wrote while her mind spun fairy tales of possession. Relationships? First crush at 12. A playground fumble ending in tears when he ghosted. Abandonment wound. Borderline personality's first scar. Per DSM, 5. Frantic efforts to avoid real or imagined rejection. By 14, she's dating around, but it's power plays. Dumping boys for not trying hard enough. Texts laced with ultimatums. Educationally, she's acing honors track, dreaming vet school, volunteering at animal shelters where she cooed over kittens but snapped if they scratched. Job? Babysitting gigs, $10 an hour watching neighbors' tots, but complaints trickled, too strict, made him cry. That's the superego flexing. Freud's moral cop over-policing, channeling inner chaos outward. Family dinners? Polite, but trial psych evals hint at undercurrents. Melissa's dramatic flair, staging fights for attention, Rachel smoothing with hugs, Zoran grumbling, act your age. No red flags, so Bagshaw, her psyche's powder keg, primed by adolescent hormones amplifying those schemas. If I don't grip tight, it slips away. Enter the maelstrom. High school at Native Learning Center. Alternative vibe for her creative soul, but it's where the fracture erupts. Melissa meets David Bagshaw sophomore year. 16 to 17, awkward gamer kid with shy grin, bonding over late-night MSN chats about Final Fantasy. Sparks fly fast. First kiss in a mall arcade, her hand guiding is like a director. But jealousy? It's her shadow self. Kohut's narcissistic rage at any threat to the mirror she sees in him. Stefanie Rengel enters as phantom foe, Bagshaw's innocent ex from 2 years back, a platonic puppy love month that Melissa unearths via Facebook stalking. Text ballooning to 30,000 pages of venom. She's nothing, he'd say, but Melissa's mind warps it. Delusional jealousy, Othello syndrome light, where imagined rivals become existential enemies. Why? Borderline personality disorder, diagnosed post-trial by forensic psych Phil Klassen. Intense, unstable relationships, identity wobble, chronic emptiness filled by drama. Simply put, BPD is like emotional whiplash. Love flips to loathe at a whisper, fear of abandonment fueling control freakouts. Melissa's? Weaponized sex, Freud's polymorphous perversion twisted into leverage. Withholding intimacy like oxygen, her text's a digital diary of domination. No more until she's gone. Prove you love me. Worldview seals a descent. Love's a battlefield, possession prize, no room for X's in her zero-sum heart. Religious echoes? Faint. Serbian saints preach forgiveness, but she cherry-picks wrath, solemn-like rants in journals seized by cops. Eye for an eye, even if it's just a look. The slide to slaughter? 8 months of siege warfare. Psyche unraveling thread by thread. Stars playful. Wouldn't it be funny if? Escalating to obsession, Melissa's BPD splitting. Bagshaw as prince or traitor. Cognitive dissonance gnaws. He swears loyalty, but her schemas scream betrayal. Cortisol floods eroding reason. Amygdala hijacking the helm. Why murder? Cathartic purge. Melanie Klein's projective identification. Expelling inner bad object onto Stefanie. The scapegoat canvas. Text painted. I own you, David. Kill her, or we're done. Sexual blackmail? Paraphilic coercion. Arousal tied to power. Dopamine rush from submission mirroring her void. Bagshaw, no saint, his own attachment wounds make him pliable clay. But Melissa's the sculptor, antisocial traits peaking. Glib manipulation, lack of empathy. Hare's checklist ticking mid-range. No job yet, just school and schemes. Her days blurring into late-night plotting. Family oblivious till the call. Why Stefanie? Victim pick like a sniper's scope. Vulnerable teen, no defenses. Symbolic stand-in for every threat, haunting Melissa's fragile ego. Not random. Displacement. Freud again. Stabbed the shadow, not the self-doubt. Reports from Bagshaw's plea deal chats, leaked in media. She made it sound like a game. But her eyes, man, they were dead serious. The kill, God, the kill. New Year's Eve ticks the dawn, Toronto under a brittle frost. Fireworks popping like distant gunshots as Bagshaw dials Stefanie from payphone, voice cracking. "Come out. It's me. Missed you." She pads downstairs, past sleeping mom Patricia Hung, a retired cop whose badge can't shield this. Slips out barefoot into the -5 bite. 2 blocks north on Glenvale, alley shadows swallow them. Bagshaw's knife, a cheap folder from his pocket, flashes as he grabs her collar. First thrust under ribs, blade grating bone. Her David? A choked sob turning to scream muffled by his glove. Second, third, 6 total. Autopsy's grim tally. Heart nicked, lung collapsed, femoral nick spraying arc after arc onto snow turning slushy pink. Her small hands flailing, nails scraping his jacket in fuel scratches, body bucking like a landed fish before slumping, eyes glazing milky under streetlight. She drags herself inches, whispering, "Help." Trail of crimson smears fading as shock claims her, last breath a rattle in the drift. Bagshaw flees, dumps the blade, texts Melissa, "Done." Her reply? Details. Now. Eyewitness? A neighbor's 911, per Toronto Star Archives. Girls screaming, then quiet, blood everywhere, like a slaughterhouse in snow. Cops swarm at 6 a.m., Patricia wailing over the body bag. Stepdad Ian, fellow officer, punching walls. Who does this to a kid? Melissa, home in bed, feigns shock when questioned, but her flat effect cracks it. Psych eval notes detached glee and retells. Why this method? Stabbing's intimate rage, power assertion. Bagshaw's extension of her will. Each plunge her phantom fist. Neurowise, BPD's prefrontal glitches mean impulse overrides ethics. For Melissa, it's orgasmic control, post-act high from text demanding gore pics she later deletes in panic. Deeper layers, probable comorbidities stacking the deck. Antisocial personality overlays BPD. Superficial charm masking callousness. Evident in trial where she doodled hearts while prosecutors read her kill the bitch logs. Histrionic flair too. Dramatic bids for attention. Body image woes flaring post-arrest. Roots? Adolescent brain still pruning. Prefrontal cortex half-baked till 25. Amplified by her schemas. Abandonment equals annihilation. Relationships post-crime? Echoes the cycle. Parole breaches in 2019. Secret triangles with ex-cons. Manipulating affections like marionettes board notes. Eerily reminiscent of offense pattern. Witness ripples. Stefanie's brother, in victim statements, chokes. She stole my sister's laugh. Now holidays are ghosts. Bagshaw, in his 2021 parole denial, sobs aboard. Melissa's voice in my head. I hear the stabs every night. Media frenzy? 30,000 IM says evidence. Crowns Robin Flummerfelt thundering. Puppet master with a princess facade. Melissa's confession? Minimal. It was a dare. But eval's pegged dissociation. Ego splitting off the horror to preserve the good girl. Captures a farce of fate. Hours post-kill. Bagshaw cracks under grilling at 54 Division. Spilling texts like confetti. Melissa hauled in. Cool as ice till the readout. You made me do it. Her flat, whatever seals it, cop Steve Ryan per affidavits. Eyes like voids, no blink. Charge first degree. Tried as adult despite youth plea. Justice Nordheimer's hammer. Unique offender, lethal in love. Life bids, parole after 7. Appeals flop in 2014. Psych evidence unhelpful per Rosenberg. Bagshaw mirrors. Life, 10-year wait. Denied in 2021 for no insight. Now 33. Melissa's in Grand Valley's grip. Day parole greenlit September 2025 after tears and therapy claims. 6 months and a halfway. Curfew bound. Relationships reported like taxes. But breaches linger. 2018 release yanked for love triangle lies. Appeal crushed. Deceit chronic. She's upgraded education, bike mechanic cert, online uni credits, college-eyed, working prison laundry, but board whispers poor attitude. Victim mom Patricia Hung raging. Unhealthy ties or trigger, how she fixed? Philosophically, Sartre's bad faith incarnate. Melissa lived a lie of perfect love. Deny her void till it vomited violence. choosing the gaze that objectifies others to affirm her fragile self. Nietzsche's slave morality flipped. She resents the weak rival, masters of cruelty, but the abyss claims her, eternal recurrence of manipulation in cell block echoes. Camus absurd? Her revolt against emptiness births more nothing. Stefanie's whole, her chains. Was it genes, nurture, or the teen brain's glitch? Existentialist vote will. She authored the script, now stars in the cage. Yet the chill? That girl in the yearbook smile could be any daughter's dark twin. Jealousy the key to Pandora's lock. What whispers in your text tonight? Lock the doors. The strings are always pulling.